Hey, peace, boxing fans. Thanks for pressing play on another Bite Down Boxing video. I'm the host of the Bite Down Boxing podcast that can be found at www.leftjaballnightboxing.com. Go down to the Bite Down Boxing with R.L. Woodson, and you can check out the entire playlist over there. I did not get one up last week. A couple things fell through, so we'll try to get one up this week. Whether it's by myself or whether I get a guest or two is still up in the air. I did a countdown. Old naval saying boot camp. They might do it in the other branches too, but I did a countdown to Spence and Garcia, their title fight back in March, and I was kicking around whether or not to do anything on Canelo and Jacobs. Before I get into that real quick, I did want to address, the Barry Hearn comments yesterday at the press conference. Very offensive. Very, very offensive. And, it was disturbing to sit and watch an adult speak so flippantly about about a sensitive topic. But just because you have money, or just because you've been the head of a successful company or whatever, doesn't mean that you have great common sense or that you're socially well adjusted and up with the times. But this is I don't know how old Barry Hearn is. Early 60s, mid 60s. Is he in his 70s? I don't know. I mean, I think Eddie is maybe 39 or something. So he's probably in early to mid 60s. My question would be, to sit there with this was at the Dillian White and Oscar Rivas press conference, I believe. My question would be to Dillian White, after the fact, maybe you get away from the cameras and whatnot, do you go back and speak on it and express? But he might not even have those concerns. He may not have the same concerns as you and I, or as a UK, a brother from the UK. Maybe it's not sensitive to him in that manner. But last week I mentioned it was reported that Devin Haney, entered into a deal with Matchroom Boxing USA, and do you go back and have a discussion, or do you give Eddie a call today and say, what's up with your old man? But again, I believe they mentioned that this is Barry Hearn is like retiring or stepping down or whatever, or something was put out there about this being his last hurrah. So I don't know, man. Just very disturbing. Anyway, I got some other thoughts there, but I'm trying to keep this short, and we're not gonna solve all the world's racial differences and problems and attitudes and stuff with the Morning Wood installment. Pause. The fight. Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs. I'm stuck here on who's gonna win it. I'm not sure that Jacobs can knock Canelo Alvarez out. I'm not sure Jacobs can, in my opinion, he can do it all inside the ring, but can he do it all consistently? Can he stay focused? Can he stay motivated? And can he avoid any lapses? And I don't know. But the one question that I have here, what is this? 4 days in the wake up? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days in the, no, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days in the wake up. the one question that I do have here is, has Jacobs and obviously on the other side of on the A side of this matchup, Saul Canelo Alvarez can do it all too. I just have some concerns about his power as he moves up. You know how impactful or much of a difference maker is it? He is still pretty heavy footed, but upper body movement is great. He fights really relaxed. He's able to, all of his experience enables him to fight really relaxed. He has multiple game plans. Chin, tough as hell. He can come forward. He can fight back off the back foot. His experiences and being in with everybody that he's been in with, has him well prepared. He's gonna be a tough out. The one thing here, I just mentioned Spence and Garcia. We almost have the same height and reach differential here in this pairing, and it'll be interesting to watch how less of a factor some of the tail of the tape stuff is going into this fight versus what it was with Spence and Garcia. You'll see, obviously, Canelo will be able to offset some of those differences or disadvantages for himself. But what I was getting ready to say with Daniel Jacobs, and I'll get on off of here, is has he pulled one over on the entire boxing world by not looking too great in these last couple of fights, not looking exceedingly great to where he fought himself instead of priced. He fought himself out of being considered for this matchup. Was he able to in fact get wins, earn a championship, but not do it and not look so stellar and so phenomenal that he didn't eliminate himself from being selected because of appearing to be a big threat? Like, there's weaknesses. We see weaknesses there. And then on fight night, it's all bad news for Saul Canelo Alvarez. Did Danny Jacobs, has he pulled this off? I'm leaning towards going with Jacobs. But can he knock him out? Does he have to win 10 rounds to get an 8-4 decision? Those are some of the things, those are some of the questions, and that's where a lot of my trepidation lies with going with him. Is it at best a draw for him? Does he win 9 or 8 rounds and it's still a draw? I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm sitting here today with, is in arriving to this point, securing that champ, because I thought I believe my scorecards, I had Derevianchenko pulling out that fight. Even after the great start by, that's what I'm saying, after the great start by Daniel Jacobs, and you put the man down, the first round, into the first round or whatever, and then for the next 11 rounds, you just box all night, but then you let this man come forward on you, get inside and outwork you in a lot of the rounds, in my opinion. That's interesting. And it's all, like I said, in his mind, he has the gentleman vibe going. He's watching the 40 Days program, his the way he's conducted himself and carried himself has been real champion-like, gentleman, all of that. He's laughing, smiling, he's relaxed, but still firm when necessary. I thought it's been a great showing for him. So that's just what I'm throwing out there, man. Did this brother pull the wool over their eyes to get into this spot? And now Saturday night, he has the opportunity. And lastly, with the cancer situation, coming back to the sport, coming up short on a decision to Triple G, knowing that the fight was out there with Triple G and and Canelo, losing that fight on the cards. Whatever your personal scoring was, he lost it. Now he comes back. This is it. This is, you may not get another shot. So he has a lot of motivation, and we'll see what happens. Again, thanks for all the recent new subscribers. Appreciate the comments, all of the interaction on here. The comments and the likes mean a ton. Again, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you like what I'm doing over here, like how things are going over here. Let me get on out of here, man. Like I say all the time, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. One.